different location than I typically am. So I'm going to push a few buttons to make sure that people can see this in a few different locations. And we should be streaming now. Welcome, everyone. My name is Rachel Garcia. I live in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, although that's not where I am right now. And I'm sharing some information with you tonight that I have no doubt could be a catalyst to a massive life change for you and your family. That is what happened with my family and I when we looked at this in 2008. Now, in 2008, my husband and I, we were searching for something that could give us time freedom. We actually started two businesses in early 2008. I was working full-time as a physician assistant, practicing medicine, seeing 50 to 60 patients a day, writing 200 prescriptions a day. And my husband was an estimator for a construction company. But we took a huge leap because we knew that to get ahead financially, we needed to probably start a business. We also knew that 95% of small businesses fail within 5 years. So we were just like, okay, we got to try something. We're going to take a jump. We're going to try something. And so in addition to having just had my second baby, so they were 3 years old and 9 months old, and working these jobs, we started these businesses and we're busy. We're really busy. And my brothers called me and said, we have another business we want you to look at. And, I have to tell you, I mean, the thought nauseated me because I had so little time as it was. I thought there's no way I can add another business or another thing to my plate. And they said, you can say no. Just give me an educated no before you say no. And that made sense to me. So I agreed. And I took a look at what you're about to see and I saw truth. I immediately recognized it as truth. I was intrigued by one thing specifically, expecting no income from it. Didn't really see it as a business because the startup costs were less than the monthly overhead for my skincare store. So I didn't see it as a business. Boy, was I wrong. Now, as time went by, I became very, very convicted about the message and the power to change people's lives that the other aspect had that I'm going to share with you in a minute. And so I began with really this moral obligation to sharing it with everyone I know. And these checks began to come in. And they were not massive at first, guys. They were $115, $85, little checks here and there. And it wasn't life-changing, but it was interesting. And then they began to be very consistent. And then they began to exponentially grow. Have you ever seen what happens to a penny in 30 days, how it compounds if it just doubles every day? Well, that's kind of what was happening here. And before I knew it, it matched my income as a PA and then surpassed what I made as a PA. And we now make more than 5 times what I used to make working 60-hour work weeks as a PA. And I spend less than a quarter of the time on this. In fact, I could move to France tomorrow and I would make more money in 2023 without my computer, without my laptop, without my phone than I did in 2022 because of the efforts I've done consistently for years. So my question to you is, what are you doing right now? If you spend 30 minutes a day on it, 5 days a week, it will pay you a weekly check for decades to come. If you're not doing something that will do that, please listen closely to what I'm sharing with you. Again, you can say no. Just make sure it's an educated no. Make sure you know what you're saying no to. And when I tuned in 2008, I had every intention of saying no. But very, very quickly, I became intrigued. So I'm going to be sharing with you about a company called Pure. Pure stands for People United Reaching Everyone. We believe everybody deserves to have this information. And so we're delivering it to you, myself and whoever else has invited you to this. Now, people are attracted to do 2 different things with this company. I've been involved for 15 years and I've seen both. I was attracted for the health aspect. My nephew had been diagnosed with severe autism in 2008. I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences in addition to practicing medicine. I had a lot of questions. I wanted to know why he had it. I wanted to know, was it genetic? Was it vaccinations? Did I need to cancel my 9-month-old vaccinations? What was it? So I began doing an extensive amount of research specifically on autism, and I learned the importance of nutrition in our bodies. I mean, there are just thousands of studies that have been published, books that have been written, the China study, Chris Beat Cancer, The Truth About Cancer, teaching you why health and nutrition are important. None of this I learned in medical school. I learned how to write pharmacologic medications in medical school. So my eyes were opened and I knew I needed to do better with our family. We got an organic garden. We got one of those big old juicers. I was buying the best supplementation. So I was doing my research and finding the best omega-3s and calcium and vitamins, spending so much money. seeing no results, but I was okay with that because I know this is our number one asset. And I know that if we don't take care of it, because I saw patients every day, what happens? So I was willing to invest in that. I kind of saw it as health insurance, but we were seeing no results. And I heard this company's message: cleanse the body of the toxins, balance your pH, your hormone, your sleep, your exercise, get alkaline, build your cells up with whole raw food nutrition. And it was everything I'd been learning. And I said, I'm in, give me everything they've got. When the checks started to come, and I was blown away. I'll tell you, my husband was blown away first. He said, where are these checks coming from? I was like, I don't know, that thing we did. It was actually my CPA who figured out that we could write this off. He was looking at everything we spend money on, and he goes, I think you can write this investment off, this purchase off. I'm like, no, we just bought some supplements. Write it off. It's not a business. He said, oh, this is a business. And I think it might be the best business you've ever started. I'll give you a tip. Don't ever argue with the person who sees everyone's bank accounts. He was right. Company started 15 years ago, but prior to that, for 30 years, this system of cleanse, balance, build was used in a clinical practice with patients. The results were so good, there was a 3-year waiting list for people to get into that clinic. So they chose to start a company where people didn't have to wait for consults with physicians to get the information. And the only way that they were going to spread the information was word of mouth. They could have hired a marketing team who would put it in billboards and commercials and radio ads and make it so that when somebody types in best multivitamin, it pops up to the top of the search engine. But they chose not to do that. They chose to spread it by word of mouth and to pay a commission to the people who decided to share it. This intrigued me, not the sharing, but how it started. See, for me, it was going to cut out all the research I was doing. I was buying supplements from 9 different companies. I had the juicer, I had the garden. It cut out all that for me. I couldn't out research 30 years. I said, I'm in. Best of the best, click of a button, give it to me. I'm someone who buys Instacart instead of going to the grocery store. I pay somebody money to come and bring my groceries to me. If I can get this brought to me and they've already done the research, time is money. That makes sense to me. So I joined for the ease. I'm still here 15 years later because of the extremely real results. And you're going to hear some more in just a moment. But within weeks, my husband's extreme depression and anger issues were gone. First week, my sleep issues, my insomnia, gone. My son's constipation issues, gone. But 3 months in, my nonverbal nephew, who we were told would never speak, started speaking in full sentences. He's now in the same high school that I went to, getting A's and B's as a senior. Real results. That's why I'm still here today. It's actually why I let my medical license go in December of 2019. I found a better way to help people, and it's not prescription medications. So I want to change mood for a minute and ask you, if you had a flyer on your card today or on your door that said, hey, for everybody that you refer to Amazon who decides to get an Amazon membership, we're going to give you between 10 to 50% of every sale that's made from people you share it with. Doesn't matter if it's tires, if it's a refrigerator, if it's a $5,000 washer and dryer, you're going to get somewhere between 10 to 50% of every purchase that's ever made. And tell you what, if they end up telling anybody, you're going to get a percentage of those sales as well. Well, we would probably all jump on that. In fact, many of you would probably say, what's the link? Let me go ahead and start posting it all over my pages. Well, everybody knows about Amazon now. I think most people have Amazon memberships. Many people have Costco memberships, and we pay over $100 for those memberships. I believe everyone should have a membership in Pure. I believe in 10 years, the majority of Americans will have a membership in Pure. It's free, and it gives you 25% off the product. So it's like Amazon and Costco, but it has this referral basis, which you can get commissions from. Doesn't it make sense to get started in being one of the first people to share this with others? It is a brilliant business model, and it all comes back to whether or not the products are real. Cleanse, balance, build is a centuries-old philosophy that this company is based on, and it is really why I joined. We have a medical advisory panel made up of medical doctors. Many of our products are in the physician's desk reference, and these medical doctors are recommending the products to their patients. This speaks volumes, doesn't it? Why would they do that? Because the products work. People say all the time, what makes Pure different? My sister's selling some weight loss shakes. My brother's selling some magnets. What is the difference? First, let's back up and say, if you're going to start a business, you need to put on your business hat and think, what is the demographic for what I'm going to sell or be offering? Are your services or your sales just for pregnant ladies? Is it just for the runners, the athletes? Is it just for kids? You want whatever you're selling to be for 100% of the demographic. I sold expensive skincare. That was my skincare retail store. It was for a very small percentage of the demographic. Women who are willing to spend over $100 on their skincare, small percentage of the demographic. And I will also tell you, when times are tough, the first thing to go was skincare. This is for everybody with a body, every man, every woman, every child, their parents, their grandparents, and their dogs and their cats, because they have hip issues, they have skin issues, they have issues as well. It's a consumable product. This is smart. I have a Pampered Chef baking stone. I have a bag I brought from a friend. I'm not going to buy another bag. I'm not going to buy another Pampered Chef baking stone. That's a product that's purchased once. Your sales are based on people purchasing things one time because they're so good they'll never buy another one. Oh my gosh, you're going to run out of customers sooner or later. You want something that's consumable, that when it's gone, they want more. And that's what makes us really different. 93 out of 100 people who start on our starter pack repurchase over and over and over again. They also offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Why would someone repurchase over and over again? Because of the results, because the results are that good. So I have learned products are life-changing. This message of cleanse, balance, build is life-changing. It simplifies life, but more importantly, it gives very real results. I went from being somebody who recommended products to somebody who realized I have financial freedom. I have time freedom because of the message that was shared with me. Now I'm going to share this with others so I can help other people. Business model is brilliant. Richard Branson, Tony Robbins say this is one of the best business models that you can get started with. Everyone needs one for the tax write-offs, but in addition to the tax write-off, people need to be able to have a low overhead, a low startup cost, and be able to leverage your time where someone like me is working for you while you're doing other things. It's brilliant. I'm going to introduce my friend, Dr. Akpala, who is a medical doctor and has been changing lives as a medical doctor for decades now. She's going to come on and present with me while I move my dog to the other room. So, Dr. Akpala, here.
Hey, Rachel, how are you? Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Hi, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving in advance. Thank you, Rachel. Hi, my name is Nkem Opala, and I am a resident in New Jersey. Myself and my husband are practicing physicians in the state of New Jersey. And between us, we've probably been practicing for almost 35 years. And we have seen it all, and it's still changing. 6 years ago, we have 4 kids. I have to mention that. So our lives are busy, busy, busy. 6 years ago, I was morbidly obese. I was giving my patients prescription medication, and nothing was changing. We were just like stagnant, and people were getting sicker and sicker. And quite frankly, I prayed in Jesus' name, and a stranger told me about this opportunity, and it was an answer to prayer. And that is what Rachel was saying from the beginning. Immediately you see this, you know if it's for you or if it's not. And I just knew beyond a shadow of doubt that it was for me, and I've been here since then. I lost 4 toddlers. At that time, my kids were still toddlers, so I lost all 4 of them in weight. And I've gotten on prescription medication. I used to be on medication for high blood pressure. Thank God I'm no longer on medication for high blood pressure. And I'm using these products on my patients in my practice, and I'm helping them successfully get off prescription medication. My dream is to have a practice where my patients are prescription free. And Pio has given me that vessel. Pio has given me that tool to be able to teach patients how to live a life prescription free, how to live a healthy life, right? And that is what we want. We're called to do great things. And how we do it is by fueling this body and taking care of ourselves. So, are we toxic? Heck yeah. I was so toxic, it was oozing all through all my pores. My cells were hungry, right? Pesticides in food, in our water, right? Air pollution. And we're even more toxic now than when I got started with this company 6 years ago. Our water. Now, I got a message from my daughter's school, a public school, that we have very high levels of lead in the water. And they didn't shut the water off. They said they'll put signs and tell the kids not to go there. These are kids you're telling not to go get that. So how do I take care of my kids? I'm like, okay, no problem. I know what to do now. I'm going to cleanse, balance, and build my kids. So it's extremely important. Our medications are extremely toxic. If you see the number one cause of hepatic failure, liver failure is actually the Tylenol that we pop in our mouths every single day. Why do we take Tylenol? Because of pain, right? So we're toxic in every single realm. All of us have cancer cells that are just laying fallow, waiting for you to either excite it or just kill it totally. So you have to understand that it's not a matter of, am I feeling well? I feel great. I don't have any problems. No, you are toxic. You're just waiting for crash day. We're out of balance. I tell my patients, I'd rather you smoke than be high stressed, is the truth. Why? Because their cortisol levels are permanently elevated when they're stressed out. And the number one reason in the last 2 years has actually been financial stress. My patients, either some of them are laid off, they don't know where they're going to get their next meal. And I actually point into this company and say, hey, you can do this from home, take care of your kids and work this out, right? So it's an amazing opportunity that we have. Stress in the home, right? Marital stress, like taking your work stress, right? Prescription stress, all these things are stress. Our diet is already stressful as well, right? Environmental stress is a lot. We are always now with the Wi-Fi and all that is happening with what we're exposed to, right? It's ridiculous. We are so out of balance. The minimum maximum amount of sleep I see my patients tell me is 3 hours on average, 3 hours. What is going to be produced in 3 hours? No glutathione is going to be produced, no growth hormones, no hormones are going to be produced at all because we're not having enough sleep. So we are mega stressed, and that is why people are easily ticked. Have you been on the roads lately? Just even cutting in front of someone, they actually can't stop. We actually had someone shoot someone in the state of New Jersey for cutting them off, right? That is mega stress. If they had known, right, that they were out of balance, right? So it's our job now to spread this news. We are majorly out of balance. Now, are we undernourished? Everyone is on the go. No one takes the time to actually take care of themselves or even cook at home. We are always fast food eating, right? Cold cuts. We never take care of ourselves at all. And we're saying we don't have time for that. Well, most of them end up in the hospital and we get to see them. And now I ask, do you have time now? Yeah, you're in one place. You can't move. You're not doing anything at all. So eating is actually extremely, extremely poor, and it's getting poorer as we get older, as we age. All our foods, most of our foods are GMO, right? I see kids, right, in my practice, and most of them have packs of processed foods, right? And I asked the parents, oh, is this what you're having for lunch? They said, yes, it's just chips. I don't have time to make anything. I'm like, the same pack actually has carrots and celery and all those healthy stuff, but our brains are so toxic that we don't even know that you can actually chop up carrots and veggies and give to these little kids. Everything is prepackaged. Our soils are overfarmed. When we were growing up, we could actually taste tomatoes. Now I eat tomatoes and I'm like, it just tastes rubbery. It doesn't taste like the tomatoes we actually grew up with, right? All our children are deficient in vitamin D. People say, oh, you know what? I don't need vitamins. It's when I get older. I'm like, I started giving my kids vitamins when they were 10 months. Once they are done nursing exclusively and they're eating, they had better start taking vitamins because the same toxins you're exposed to, the kids are exposed to them as well. So we are actually having higher levels and incidence of obesity in New Jersey, almost compared to the one that we have in the South. We never had that before. All right, so an apple a day used to keep me away. Now you have to eat like 10 to 12 apples to keep me away. Are you going to eat 10 to 12 apples? Our food is not the same. Look at the comparison. In 1960, one orange was 45 calories, and that's where you get your like vitamin C and all that, right? Now you have to eat 8 oranges to get the same value of one orange, but it doesn't change the caloric value, right? I'm not going to waste 360 calories on a meal, and I'm still going to be hungry afterwards, right? A cup of spinach, now I have to eat 80 cups to get the nutritional value of 1 cup. Guys, most people find it difficult to eat half a cup of spinach, not talk of 80 cups. So when they say, oh, they're eating organic, I had like 2 cups of veggies, I'm like, okay, you have 68 more to go. or rather 78 months ago. Are you going to do that? No, you can't do that. You're so nutritionally deficient, even if you're eating organic, right? An ear of corn used to be 99 calories for 1 ear of corn. Now you have to eat 99 ears of corn to get the same nutritional value of one. It's ridiculous. So 632, 3,617, and you're barely eating. Your cells are hungry. And that is why we have this consistent craving. We're always craving things because our cells are nutritionally deficient. Okay. This is where Pure comes in. Cleanse, balance, and build. Guys, when I heard that for the first time, I was like, what the heck is this? I went to medical school and I mean, spent like all that money, spent all those years, right? Spent nights in the hospital. And I probably had maybe, I would say 45 minutes of nutrition straight. And I was really bored because it wasn't interesting, it wasn't exciting, because we're so trained to be to study pharmacology that we actually know the mechanism of action of drugs, and we don't know anything about food. So when I learned this, I was like, I don't know what this is. But you know what? I've since learned, after using it on myself and my family and my patients, that this is the way to go. Cleansing your body of all the toxins we're talking about in initial slides, right? Balancing your pH and hormones, right? Your arterial pH should be more alkaline than acidic, right? And then building up your nutrition. Oh my God, I could just like hug the whole Pure team for what they are doing for us. It's exciting. Now, Core Plus is quite frankly, I really don't recommend Core Plus again in my practice. I say Core Complete. Why? Because it has the superfoods that are essential for our cells, for our mitochondria to actually heal. So cleanse, like I said, cleanses out your 7 channels of elimination, your liver, your lungs, your kidney, your skin, which is your largest organ of elimination. Now, most people come to me and say, hey, I'm having like acne on my skin. I'm like, something is wrong in your gut, because your skin is a reflection of your gut. If something is on your skin, anything topical is just a Band-Aid. You want to cleanse from the inside out. Okay, so that is the first pillar. The next one is the Go-In, which is absolutely delicious. We have it now in powder form. So to go whenever I'm traveling, instead of lugging my luggage with all the bottles, I'm now going with my to-go pack, mixing in just 4 ounces of water. That balances your pH and hormones. Now, this is extremely, extremely important for patients that have mood disorders. Now, remember, we are not diagnosing, treating, or curing anything. I'm just telling you what I do and how I've seen these changes in my practice. Patients with ADHD, depression, anxiety, right? Patients that couldn't actually tolerate their spouses because their hormones were like all over the place and their cortisol level was way high. Stress, remember we're talking about too much stress? Go-In is what you should actually have right on your counter and pour it, like keep drinking. You can't overdose on Go-In, and it's extremely delicious. The next pillar is Daily Build. Daily Build to me is more than a vitamin, multivitamin. And when my patients come and say they are taking gummies, I'm like, been there, done that, but it didn't change anything. Are you feeling any better on your present multivitamin? Does it wake you up? Does it do anything for you? I have like a boatload of Nigerians coming to my house tomorrow for Thanksgiving. And I just went and took an ounce of Daily Build because I needed energy to do what I needed to do. And I'm like ready to go, right? Look as if my energy can last till tomorrow. That is what Daily Build does for us. It has inositol, resveratrol, so it's very good for cardiac health. Those that have like a strong family history of cardiac issues, patients that have thyroid disorder, inositol is so good there. And it's just in sync. The way it's combined is actually the way our body needs it. It also comes in capsule form, but I actually prefer liquid in everything. And in addition to that beginning of the 3 pillar is sulfur. Organic sulfur is an essential mineral. Now, it's essential, meaning that your body does not make it, so you definitely have to ingest it. It used to be in our food years ago, now donkey years ago, but when we actually started spraying nonsense into our food and we don't let our food get all the richness from the soil, we just plant today and harvest tomorrow. You have to take this. That is why people are inflamed. That's why people are sick. That's why there's a lot of allergies, because we've lost this mineral in our food. I typically take about 5 scoops directly on my tongue. My God, the bitterness is just delicious. On my tongue twice a day. My patients think I'm absolutely crazy, but I'm not toxic, so it doesn't taste bitter to me at all. It's just extremely, I just love it. Then our energy has spirulina and chlorophyll. I actually spoke with a patient today that had extreme heart issues and was having high amounts of caffeine daily, which is acidic. And I said, let's cut that off. Let's start the energy because it has alkaline caffeine, right? And remember the thing we're talking about, alkalinity for balancing your pH. That is where energy comes in. I use it on my patients with mood disorders. This is my husband's best product, right? This was the thing that he takes and he's like, okay, Pure is really a company because he was able to move when he started taking energy. And getting him on this was like pulling teeth. Now, our superfruits, noni, goin, acai, goji, and mangosteen. These are all things that are essential. Mangosteen is anti-inflammatory. Noni is a digestive bitter. There's also anti-necrotic as well. This is one of the things I use for a gut healing therapy in my patients with multiple gut disorders. Fusion is a combination of all of them. Acai for beautiful skin, hair, nails. And goji is our happy berry. I usually give my husband 2 ounces in case for some particular nights, and also extremely good for blood pressure, for diabetes and all that. All these things are 100% what they are. It's not diluted. It works, goes right. They are all bioavailable, right? It goes right to where it's supposed to work and you feel it. If you're on nutrition and you don't feel it, please switch and thank the person that invited you. Now, within 30 days, this is usually what happened. Better sleep, more energy, less pain. You poop well. Yes, poop is important business. Better mood and weight loss. I didn't feel this within 30 days, but my kids did. I felt it within months. So if I had given up on myself and said, hey, I'm not going to feel this, I'm not going to do this again, because I saw the change in my children. I was like, okay, something's wrong with me. I was probably more toxic than they were, right? Because I'd lived longer. So I was going to be more toxic. And then boom, I saw the weight drop and I saw everything change. My skin was clearer. I had a better mood. So this is essential nutrition that has to be in everyone's home. Now, paying for membership in Costco cannot be as important as paying for membership in Pure. I really hope that when you listen to what we're saying tonight, that you go thank the person that invited you and say, hey, I'm ready to get started right now. What do I need? And do not go anything less than the core complete. You are worth it. All right, Rachel, thank you so much, guys. A happy Thanksgiving.
It's so good, Dr. and Kim. Enjoy Thanksgiving with your family. Thank you for taking time out this evening to share. So what a treat that was, everyone. I hope that you were taking all of that information in. Dr. Akpala is one of our medical doctors who's recommending these products to her patients in her office. I often call the Core Complete our starter package. The starter package is where you want to start. If you start less than the starter package, you might not feel a difference at all. Why do you purchase supplementation? So that you can tell when there's a difference, whether you see it in your lab work or you feel it or both. They thankfully have a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, but I want to plead with you. If you're going to do this, I want you to think of it as a servicing. We take our cars in for servicing every 5,000 to 10,000 miles. The lights go off. It tells us it's time to take that car in. We want it to make it 200,000 miles. Whatever home you're living in, you probably have multiple different houses throughout your adult life, and you're constantly doing fix up on the houses. There's a hole in the roof. You need to get a new roof. What are the signs that you need a servicing? Is it bloating? Is it indigestion? Is it knee pain? Is your hair thinning? Are your nails brittle? Do you have pain in your elbow? Can you not sleep? There's all kinds of things that happen. Fatigue, problems with weight loss, hot flashes, mood issues, cortisol levels are high. What do we do when these things happen? We go in for a servicing and we get our blood drawn and we get x-rays or whatever needs to be done. And then we get written prescriptions. I think it's pretty powerful when we have medical doctors saying we found a better way. Doesn't it make sense to listen, especially if it's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee? What do you have to lose? You have so much to gain. I know it might seem like a lot. My kids have been taking these products since they were toddlers. And really, it's just superfruit shots. We're taking shots of liquid vitamin, shots of liquid plant-based calcium every single morning. Also, oftentimes we'll do smoothies with everything in it, plus the Mila. You'll see him eating a muffin with Mila here in just a moment. High amounts of omega-3s and fiber, so powerful. The products that we have here are truly life-changing. I know we're talking fast. It's the night before Thanksgiving. We're trying to get as much information as we can so that you know what we're offering here is legitimately the best that you can find. PureLifeChangers.com is where you can go to get more information. Some of you are maybe watching this on Changing Lives with Pure. If you're not, to be added to this page. It is our testimony site. You can use that search box to type in any question you want, any ailment you have, and see thousands of testimonies that have been posted, from things like thyroid disease to rheumatoid arthritis to depression to anxiety to ADHD in children. Loads of testimonies. We are not allowed to publicly say to the world that food helped us more than prescriptions. That's the country that we live in right now. The book, The Truth About Cancer, will explain to you why we're not allowed to say it. So you have to be accepted to this page, Changing Lives with Pure. And so make sure that when you ask to be added to the page, you tell us who invited you to the page. What is Pure? It is an online health and wellness company. That's what it is. The best of the best, all in one location, click of a button. That's why I joined. Let's talk, however, about the future of, first of all, purchasing. E-commerce is the future. I used to own a skincare retail store and I could barely compete with the online market, okay? Health and wellness is the next trillion-dollar industry. Not only are the baby boomers all getting to an age where, and they don't all want to be on prescription medications, they're struggling with their health and they're looking for answers. All of us, because we're so toxic and we're moving so little, are looking for health answers. Your kids' allergies aren't working anymore, medicines aren't working anymore. You're Googling what's the best natural alternative for allergy medicines, the Tums, the Advil PM, the ibuprofen, the Advil, all the things you're doing to help you get through day to day. Life is not meant to be getting through day to day. Just because you're 50 doesn't mean that you should be struggling with your health. Okay, we have a better way. And that's why we have medical doctors working with us to share this with others. All you do is go pick your pack, go to livepure.com, throw in what you want. The family package is my favorite package. If you're a family of 4 or more, get the family package. Okay, it's the best of the best. You're getting $1,500 worth of free products in that package. The Reset Plus is the Core Complete, plus fat burners, metabolism burner boosters for 2 people to do our 6-week reset program. We literally reset your metabolism in 6 weeks. Do you feel like you look at a French fry and gain weight? Do you feel like you're starving yourself and you're constantly gaining weight and you're working out and you cannot lose weight? You probably need to reset your metabolism. We're going to cleanse, balance, and build and reset your metabolism by eating a lot of food. Don't let that scare you. We see on average 15 to 20 pounds of fat loss during that time period, and it's fantastic. So you just throw what you want in your cart, go check out, choose at the end. It's going to say, do you want to be a preferred customer? You either want to be a preferred customer or a business builder. Preferred customers, there's no membership fee and you get 25% off. Choose that, okay? Do not pay full price. You give them your email address, you get 25% off, and there's no obligation to purchase again. But if you're listening to this and you're nervous about the price of the health, I'm going to say this. This is your number one asset. It's what you live in your whole life. Can't change it multiple times like we change our house and we change our cars. Yet we treat our house, our cars, and our phones better than we treat our house. Most of us do. Okay? This is your number one asset. Doesn't it make sense to put the best of this best in your body with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee? You cannot go wrong. Okay, so you should be spending money monthly on your health. You should be. I would be looking at the independent business owner no matter where you're at. If you're thinking of people that need to hear this, you should be looking at that. If you're nervous about the price, you should be looking at that, because we're really good at helping people create weekly checks that allow you to do and purchase things that you typically would have to say no to. And 3, if you are a fan of multiple streams of income already, you're already listening to me, because you already know. It's just smart. Okay. So how do you make money? How did I make money in the beginning? Well, I started telling people about it. I didn't have videos. I didn't have presentations like this, but I loved what I was seeing. And I started telling people about it. And that's how I started bringing in checks here and there. So I had 10 customers ordering 3 to 4 products a month. I would make $400 a month. 20 customers ordering 3 to 4 products a month. I'd make $1,000 a month. Not life-changing for me as a PA. I was in the highest paid specialty. I made more than most doctors, but I was handcuffed to my work. When this next portion started to kick in, that's when my checks started to really grow exponentially. See, at first you can only reach so many people. I only know so many people that would be customers, but once in a while, what would happen is one of those people would go, well, I'm telling all my neighbors. They're asking me, how am I walking a mile when I used to not be able to even go to the mailbox? You know, I'm pooping every day. I'm remembering the names of everybody I see. Like, what is 75-year-old Aunt Betty doing? And so Aunt Betty starts telling people, and she decides that she's going to be a business builder. Now she's creating a weekly check, which is so rewarding for me. But then I'm also getting a percentage of that check because the company says, thank you so much for sharing this with Aunt Betty. We would have never found her without you. And that's when I began to realize the exponential impact we can have on people's lives. People are hopeless. And by sharing it with others, we can totally change people's lives. I did not know Dr. Encam. I told my cousin, actually, I had a recurring dream for a whole month, but I was supposed to tell my family in New Jersey about this amazing company, and I didn't do it for 30 days. And finally, I sent an email, and my cousin Madeline said, I'm in. I'm in. I know that everything you're saying is true. I'm in. And she shared it with someone who 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 shared it with Dr. Akpala. And she has changed thousands of lives. That's how we're going to change the world. So, do you know a couple of people that might be interested in one, consuming products, or two, sharing it with others? Think of yourself as a vending machine. When I was in the OR cutting cancers out of patients on Fridays while my kids are off with our nanny calling her mom on feeding the ducks, I'm like, how am I ever going to get home with my kids? Maybe I'll put vending machines on the side of the road with Cheetos and Pepsi. Except this is like that, but we're giving life-giving food. Okay. So in the beginning, just had vending machines. But then let's say Dr. Akpala invited 20 people on tonight, and her cousin Bob is like, I'm in. I work full time. I don't have time for this, but I know I need another stream of income. I can surely find 30 minutes, 5 days a week if this really works. So she puts Bob in. Bob comes in as a business builder. Dr. Akpala only has 2 teams to build. He's either going to go on her left side or her right side. Okay. And then other people were on tonight. Kristen was on and said, I'm ready to join. So she puts Kristen on her right leg. And then Beth says, I'm ready to come in. So Beth goes under Bob. And then Beth tells 2 people and they get on my webinar tomorrow. And Leah and Brenda come in. And Bob's getting these emails while he's at Thanksgiving and hasn't even looked at Pure again from Beth and Leah and Brenda have joined your team. And he's like, what? How did that happen? And Dr. Encam's like, well, I had nowhere to put him. So I had to put him on your team. Every time Beth, Leah, and Brenda order products or tell somebody and they order products, it goes into a savings account for Bob and he can cash in on when he begins to share it. He might start sharing it next week. He might start sharing it 10 years from now. That savings account will continue to build. I have people on my team who got started with me 15 years ago who have savings accounts of $2 million. And all they have to do is begin sharing it with others. What are you doing right now? 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Has the potential to pay you a check weekly for the rest of your life. $49 to get started with the business, free if you're military, student, or you come in with one of our business packs. The monthly overhead is laughable. It is less, it's less than my grocery bill, that's for sure. It makes your grocery bill less, and you should already be spending money on supplements. If you're not, hopefully I've woken you up a little bit tonight and you start thinking, I need to take care of my number one asset before it's too late. There does come a point where you've damaged it so much, there's nothing you can do. Prevention is better than prescription, guys. The monthly overhead is about $125, $135 a month, 3 to 4 products. But if you have a customer buying 3 to 4 products, you don't even have to buy this, but you want to. I can't imagine recommending this, not buying it. When you get started, set up your smart ship. It doesn't go out for 28 days. You get an email 2 days before saying your smart ship's going out in 2 days. You can edit it or cancel it right then and there. Okay. But this is what makes our products very affordable. See, every time you order on SmartShip, you get 20% back in free product. And when those free product points start to add up, it makes it much more affordable than other very expensive products I was using in the past. And then you go place your first order. You can start wherever you want. I recommend the family pack. It's $4,000 worth of products for $2,500. And I have a coupon for you, as does the person who invited you, to knock 20% off of that and get it down to $2,000. You get in my VIP mentoring coaching program. You also are eligible to earn the leadership retreats that my husband and I put on every year. You're in the company's extra bonus program with the VIP package. But maybe most importantly, and this is why I joined with this one, you're getting $1,500 in free products. Plus you get 20% off coupons to share with the people that you are inviting to take a look at this. The Reset Plus is another popular business package. It's $1,500 with the 20% off coupon. It knocks it down to $1,200. $500 in free products. You are going to get our training. You can do the 30 minutes a day training from your phone. You'll probably do it for the first day or two, and then you start inviting people to get on the webinars. 30-day satisfaction guarantee, and you also will get 4 coupons to share with others. But you can start wherever you want. You can start with the Core Plus. You can start with the Immune Pack. You won't get the $49 waived. You won't get the free shipping that you'll get with the other packs. You won't get the coupons to share, but it's a good starting point. And I just want to encourage you, start where you can. Start where you can. If you're not doing something right now, that can pay you weekly checks for decades to come, please take a serious look at this. Having multiple streams of income is wise. This is a total write-off. You can write it all off, but essentially you're investing in a business and your family's health at the exact same time. How do I get my money back? Well, you start inviting people to take a look. And let me tell you how easy it is to invite. I don't want you to invite until you've been trained. We plug you into the training program immediately, but it goes like this. Teresa, I don't know what you're doing right now, but I found something that I think can change your life. You have to get on and watch. Can you watch tomorrow at noon? Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I know you need to get on and watch tomorrow at noon. No, I can't do tomorrow. Okay, what about tomorrow night at 8 o'clock? I'm doing literally, I go live every single day of the week, twice on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You invite people on, you invite 10, you invite 15, you invite 20. When 4 people choose to come in with the same package you came in with, you made your investment back. Basically, you just got your health for free. So go to livepure.com, throw what you want into the shopping cart and go check out. Choose to be an independent business owner if you're intrigued by the additional income. There is absolutely no cap to how much you can earn. It will ask you who invited you at the end, type their name in, and maybe you'll be with us next year. This is 50 team members that my husband and I helped earn a trip to Italy this past year. Yes, Dr. Inkem with the crazy rainbow hair is in this picture as well. We're really good at helping people earn trips. It's the company's way of saying, thank you for sharing this with others. We're going to take you on a 5-star trip to Greece. That's our next trip. So if you'd like to go to Greece and not have to pay, maybe you should consider becoming an independent business owner. The Core Complete is Dr. Inkem's favorite starter package. It's $414 for one person to do a 30-day program. Think of it as servicing on your most important asset. After that, 93% of people go forward with 3 to 4 products a month. The Core Plus is the lesser of the 2 starter packs. It's $289, less than $10 a day for one person to do a servicing. Again, if you're a family of 4, don't get started with these, you guys. Go with one of the larger packs. I'm here because my nephew started speaking. And if I had just gotten this, I don't think I would have shared my products with them. The Reset Plus is fabulous. Our next challenge is starting January 2nd. It has the Core Complete in it. Get it now. Start with the Core Complete, and then you'll be ready to dive in with the Reset Plus Transformation Challenge, which has cash prizes on January 16th. This is for 2 people to do a 6-week program. So that challenge is starting January 16th. LivePure.com, guys. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And lastly, I will say, if you don't change, nothing changes. We're coming to the end of 2023. 2022, you don't want to get to this time next year, be an age older, have less in your bank account, more debt, and less hope. We're hope givers. And I know we can absolutely change the world as we begin to have more and more people join us literally every single day. Won't you help us? Won't you help us change the world? I'm not going to stay on and answer questions tonight because my dog is barking outside the door, but I will be live tomorrow at 12 and happy to answer questions. So if you have any, please don't hesitate to come on again tomorrow. And again, I'll be live, and I think I have a guest speaker with me tomorrow as well. Good night, everybody. Happy